Next at noon, we continue to follow developments in the robbery and assault of employees at a Central Arkansas jewelry store. The response from store officials now in 2 minutes. Strokes can be debilitating for many people, but thanks to technology, survivors are getting back on their feet. We've got the details just ahead. And we've got some news for Taylor Swift fans trying to get tickets for that Eras tour. Spoiler, you might not like the latest in the Ticketmaster T-Swift drama. That's coming up at 12:22. Welcome in, everybody. Happy noontime and good afternoon to you. Rolly Hoyt here with meteorologist Nathan Scott.
Good afternoon.
Good. As we look toward continued cold weather. I know the missus woke up this morning and she was like, I thought it was supposed to get warmer. I don't know if that's just
down the road.
Okay.
Down the road, yes. We will see some warmer temperatures going into Thanksgiving, but until then, we're going to stay on the cool side. Cold front has made its way through the region during the overnight hours, and that's pumped in a fresh batch of more chilly air straight from Canada. Also, lots of clouds out there. Some places are seeing plenty of sun. Other places are seeing just a deck of clouds remaining in place. And look at the temperatures. Wide variety. It's 50 in Camden, 45 in the capital city, 42 in Russellville, but only 32 in Fayetteville. Also, the winds, they're coming in from the northwest, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. So that adds a bite to the air. It feels like 37 right now for you folks in Conway. Only feels like 24 in Fayetteville, and it feels like 39 in Pine Bluff. Now, there were some snow showers that made their way into north and northwestern parts of the state through the overnight hours. There's still some snow showers potentially flying around, say from Fayetteville into the Boston Mountains of Newton County and also into Madison County. But the road problems that they dealt with earlier this morning, well, that's all come to an end because temperatures at the road surfaces are above freezing. So today, highs topping out into the mid to upper 40s for many spots, but stuck in the 30s off to the north. Like I said, warmer temperatures, they're headed in our direction. I'll have more on that potential coming up.
All right, Nathan, thank you. People are still clamoring for details after the brazen smash and grab at the Sissys Log Cabin jewelry store in West Little Rock on Wednesday night. Now, the family behind the local institution has released a statement. They tell us, quote, "We regret to inform our customers that we had an incident at that West Little Rock store with what we refer to in the industry as a smash and grab." The statement continues saying, "We are also working with Promenade Management in making sure the incident does not happen again." Now, officials with Little Rock Police say that the trend of store robberies like this had been going down since around the 90s, but they did increase over the past year. A spokesperson for the department says, as we head into a busy holiday shopping season, you need to report any suspicious activity you see.
That is definitely the goal, is for none of this to happen. However, we are aware that we can't be everywhere all the time, but we can be where we need to be. And so if we can deter some crime, that's a good thing for us.
And of course, LRPD is working to track down the thieves that robbed Sissys Log Cabin. If you have any information about what went on, you're asked to call police at a specific phone number. We've got it available in the digital version of this story. We've had a chance to closely examine police video taken during the arrest of 2 Razorback football players earlier this month. Miles Slusher and Anthony Brown ended up in handcuffs in downtown Fayetteville, charged with disorderly conduct. Now Fayetteville police have released this body cam footage which shows an officer approaching Brown and then attempt to get him out of the street. So when Brown tries to get the officer's hand off of him, he then takes him down to the ground. In the scramble, police say Miles Slusher then steps in, apparently trying to get the officer off of his teammate. That leads officers to pin him down. Both men ended up going to the Washington County Jail, and the university suspended them both from last weekend's game against LSU. Slusher's attorney, though, Adam Rose, says this whole thing has been blown out of proportion.
Mr. Slusher and Mr. Brown seem to be completely coherent, sober, and simply one of them stepped on the road when they shouldn't have been, I guess. It really upset this officer. So I saw it as a overreaction to a minor offense.
That attorney says he believes this will not impact Slusher's future and says they are deciding whether to pursue a civil case against the Fayetteville Police Department. The family of Gabby Petito, the 22-year-old found dead last year in Wyoming, has been awarded $3 million in a wrongful death lawsuit against the estate of her fiancé, Brian Laundrie, who died by suicide. Petito's family says any money that they do collect would go to the Gabby Petito Foundation. There's a mounting frustration about the police investigation into the killings of 4 Idaho college students as questions linger about possible suspects and the safety of the community. The FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit is now assisting local law enforcement. The county coroner released a report confirming that the students each died after being stabbed with a large knife. Other news.
I will not seek re-election to Democratic leadership in the next Congress.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's decision to step down from her historic leadership is giving way to a new era.
For me, the hours come for a new generation to lead the Democratic caucus that I so deeply respect.
Democratic Caucus Chair Hakeem Jeffries is expected to announce his bid for Minority Leader, according to a person familiar with his plans.
I think we all hope, in whatever capacity we find ourselves in, to continue to benefit from the wisdom, guidance, and advice of Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
If elected, the 52-year-old New York representative would also make history as the first African-American to lead a party in Congress, taking the reins from Pelosi, the only female Speaker of the House. Pelosi's longtime number 2 Majority Leader Steny Hoyer will also step down.
I think it's always good for a party to have new blood and new invigoration, enthusiasm, and new ideas.
With the new Congress set to begin in January, Democrats have also announced plans to release an extensive report on the January 6th Capitol attack that month. Republicans are also laying out their priorities for the next Congress, which include aggressive investigations into the Biden administration.
Rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse will be the primary goal of a Republican House Oversight Committee.
House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy has received his party's nomination to become the next speaker, though it's unclear if he'll get the required 218 votes he'll need to receive the gavel. Nicole D'Antonio, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Apologies, didn't properly introduce Ms. D'Antonio there. Obviously a story about Capitol Hill. In a statement last night, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell called Pelosi's impact consequential and said her path-breaking career is on one that will long endure. House Republican Leader McCarthy was not present for Pelosi's announcement, telling reporters he was in meetings. There's mounting frustration, as we mentioned before, about the police investigation into the killings of 4 Idaho college students. Questions linger about a possible suspect and the safety of that community there. The FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit is now assisting local law enforcement, and the county coroner released a report confirming that the students each died after being stabbed with a large knife. In less than a week, families across the country will gather around the Thanksgiving holiday dinners that will cost more than they have in the last few years. Experts say inflation, global food challenges, and supply chain issues mean you'll likely spend an average of $64 to feed 10 people in that Thanksgiving dinner. That's up $11 from what it cost last year and nearly $20 from 2 years ago. Inflation driving up the prices at grocery stores and fewer donations also impacting food banks nationwide, but volunteers are still trying to help.
Well, it's a little bittersweet that we have to be here to do this work. You know, we're really proud and privileged to be able to support our community members like this, provide this direct services, but we really wish we didn't have to be here.
Experts at the nonprofit Feeding America say donating money is the best way to help because food pantries are able to buy in bulk at cheaper rates. A federal judge in California will decide today the fate of Elizabeth Holmes. I'm going to skip ahead to the story of the woman you see right there, the death of that woman in Mexico, prompting calls for justice across social media. Let's move forward. As you see, researchers are helping stroke patients get moving again. We'll be back with information on the technology and the bionic solution for that. We'll be right back.
And it's a chilly end to the work week with temperatures well below average, but there are some warmer readings in my extended forecast. I'll have more on that coming up.